It is time to dyno tune our modern day Mark IV Toyota Supra. We're gonna be chasing 1,000 horsepower with Sunoco E85R. Let's get to it. The Supra made it back from SEMA, and now it's time to get this thing prepped and on the dyno making some power. So we have a little bit of work to do. A few things we're gonna be installing that didn't actually make it in the build initially, simply because they didn't arrive in time. Two of those things are gonna be this, which is a cam follower kit. As you guys know and have told us in the comments down below, while we were building this car originally, the stock cam buckets and shims are not sufficient for a big cam and high power, and we knew that. These are our solutions. These are by Supertex. We're gonna get these in. These actually have the shim underneath the bucket so it can't bounce like the factory ones do when you go for high power. We're gonna get these in, get these dialed in. We're also adding a billet timing belt tensioner, as well as a set of performance spark plugs and some other things that we need to dial in to get this car on the dyno. So we got some work to do. Let's get into it. So these are the factory buckets, so this sits between the valve spring and the cam, and this is actually what the cam lobe rides on. Now the shiny little plate that I can spin here is a factory shim. Now in high cam, high horsepower applications, these can actually get flicked off of the bucket and then it destroys the engine, which is not good. So our Supertech cam followers, they're not shimless. They just don't have a shim up top like the factory ones do. The shim is actually up underneath in that little recess on the bottom. So these are our little bag of shims that are gonna go on the underside of our new cam followers, and these are gonna go back into the engine. And then we will have peace of mind when this thing is on the dyno making power that nothing is gonna happen to the top end. So one of the things we're going to be replacing on the Supra is the tensioner. So we've ordered a billet tensioner from Rad Industries. That is this guy here, and this is one of the components we couldn't get in time in order to get the Supra done, but now it's here, we're going to replace it. This is a common failure point for the 2JZ going for big power. Putting them side by side, you can see some very clear differences. First of all, this is billet aluminum versus a cast aluminum, and you can see it's a lot thicker in a lot of places, making this thing much stronger. The design by itself changes quite a bit. So here we have a pretty flimsy little weak section, and this thing is just tuned up and flat, and it's like that on all sides of this tensioner, which is really cool. Two JZ's almost back together. We have a new set of spark plugs. I'm gonna get these guys gapped, throw them in the engine, we'll fire it up.
How are we looking, Quinn?
Good, we're done. So what we're gonna do now is take the car all the way up. We're actually gonna drain the fuel tank because we have a blend of 100 octane, which we put in before we pulled the engine out, and E85, which is what we added after the engine was in the car and about to go for first start. So we're gonna be tuning on 100% E85, so we're gonna get everything out of the tank. We're gonna put 2 10 gallons of E85 in, and then we're gonna go to dyno with that in. We're gonna be running 10 gallons of E85 to start our dyno day with. We're gonna be using E85R by Sunoco. Sunoco helps your car run cleaner, longer, and more efficiently. That's why we run it on every single project car here in the throttle shop. We've got some good E85R. We also run 100 octane here. If you guys want to get some Sunoco fuel for yourself, you can head over to your local Sunoco station, get some top tier certified fuel. Ultratech is amazing stuff and keeps your engine running nice and clean.